quick reminder, my filmmaker retreat in Joshua Tree is October 1st through the 4th, 2026, year 5, everybody. It's a small group of real working filmmakers. I want you to come be a part of a special community, take part in honest conversations, and just take time to think out in the desert. And the food is fantastic. That's where all the magic happens, really, is we all eat our meals together. If you've been craving connection, transformational clarity about your career or life, and you really want to define your voice as a filmmaker, this might be right for you. So DM me or sign up quickly. It will sell out. Oh yeah, there's plenty of Magic Mind at the retreat. That's the mental performance shot that I drink daily. Okay, let's get on with the show.
It's time for Respect the Process, a short chat about commercial filmmaking. Here's your host, director Jordan Brady.
Thank you, Helen. Jasmin Kuhn is on the show. This is a great interview. She is a self-proclaimed beauty director. If you go to her site, which is jasminkuhn.com, she's got lifestyle, she's got hair, she's got a beauty tab. She also DPs, and we talk about everything that you would expect, treatments, the bidding process, building a personal brand. I took notes. So sit back and enjoy the conversation. I know I plugged the retreat at the beginning of the show. I recorded that a few months ago. We have 6 spots left. It's going to be a blast. It always is. If you have any questions, DM me. Let's get on the phone and I'll talk you out of it. That's all I'm going to tell you. Let's get to Jasmin. This video will be seen by 6 people.
Okay.
But the podcast itself will be heard by thousands.
Oh my gosh, no pressure at all.
No pressure. Jasmin Kuhn is with me on the podcast. I think, first of all, your work is incredible. It's so clean and crisp.
Thank you.
There's so much beautiful hair.
Yes. I am you call us beauty director. So I do hair commercials, skin commercials, makeup commercials, all beauty.
But
all beauty related.
Isn't it great to have a thing, to have a specialty?
Yes, I think so. I went to art center. I studied film, really commercial directing. I mean, at the time, Art Center was very much focused on commercial directing. So this is the Art Center College of Design in Pasadena.
Yeah, sure.
It was the only school I applied to. I thought about going to NYU, and I'd gone to New York. I spent 3 weeks there, and I just felt like it wasn't the right fit.
Well, you're too bright and happy and effervescent.
Yeah, so then I visited Art Center, and I just loved the design of the campus. It's like up in the hills in Pasadena. It's this long black rectangle building. And I was like, that's the only school I want to go to. And they said I have to put together a reel, and I had done some work at the time.
What kind of reel did you put together?
So I'm from Austria. We'll back up a little bit. And my father, he had an audiovisual design company. Him and my mom ran it. And back in the day, so this is before video, they would use photography, like stills, to create these like presentations. And he would also use like laser, and they would create these beautiful presentations. They actually did a Vienna presentation that they traveled with through the United States. And this is where I kind of, was exposed to visual arts through my parents. And my dad, he had got some of the first video cameras, so he had a Betacam. And I was already living in the States. So I moved to this.
The pack he would wear on the side, and then the camera on his shoulder?
Yes, yeah, the camera on my shoulder.
Did he ever make you carry the recording pack? And he would just do the camera?
Well, I didn't shoot with my dad. Like, he would give me the camera because I wanted to do. So I was already living in the States at the time. I was 16, and in our high school we had to do what's called an exhibition, meaning a presentation, and this really prepared me for my career as a director.
Pitching,
like standing up in front of a classroom and creating something visual, but then also speaking about your work. So the first presentation I did, I went to Austria and I wanted to tell the story about the kids in, like high school kids in Vienna. And actually me and my girlfriend, we went to, because I lived with one of my girlfriends came to the States with me. So it was the two Austrian girls living in the United States on our own.
That's a movie.
Yes. It's
sort of coming
I wrote
to
a script
America.
about that, actually.
Yeah, of course you did.
So we wanted to do this presentation about kids in Vienna and like how different it is to kids in the United States. And I used my dad's big Betacam. And then he also had the first Avid. And he taught me how to edit on the Avid. So I got a really early exposure into like video production.
The early 90s.
This was, so 90, I moved to the States in 96 when I was 16 years old. And I just gave away my age.
The people that listen to this podcast are terrible at math.
Okay, great.
Right? Don't worry about that. So you made this piece and then you went to Art Center. You said no to New York. And you're out there looking at that big, long, black building in Pasadena. Said, you know what? Like everyone, I'm going to judge my college experience on the building.
Yes.
So you go
Pretty
in,
much.
You're taking your dad's old Beta recorder because it's also a player. And you get some cables and you show the admissions people and they say, kid, you're in.
Well, actually, before that, I did go to Scottsdale Community College for 2 years. So, yes. So I got to back up a little bit too. So actually,
let's skip over the Scottsdale Community College. That's not going to be. But
this is where I started shooting though on film.
It's Scottsdale.
It's Scottsdale Community College. They have a film program
in Arizona.
In Arizona, in Phoenix. Well, Scottsdale. Yeah.
Same thing.
So I wanted to go to a big art school. I wanted to go to the Chicago Art Institute. I was obsessed with art. I mean, I'm from Austria. I'm from Vienna. It's like, I was playing piano since I was 6, classics, okay? Mozart, Beethoven, Bach. So, and I was obsessed with art. Like, I loved art, and I wanted to go to this art institute. My mom was like, no, I'm not paying for that. And then she's like, you're going to go to film school. And they literally dragged me to Scottsdale Community College.
Why
I did not want to go. I was pouting. I was like, I don't want to go here. I don't want to go to a community college.
But how did they pick that one?
Because we lived in Sedona at the time. And actually, I don't know how my mom chose it. But so we did the tour. And oh my gosh, by the time I left, I was like, I'm going to go here. They were showing me, they were still shooting on 16 millimeter film. Like they still had flatbeds and
they're cutting with razor blades.
Yeah. So I cut one of my first film on 8 millimeter, and I was cutting it, splicing it, and then I would paint some of the frames.
You would color on the frames for an aesthetic effect.
Yeah, like an aesthetic effect.
Artsy. Artsy.
Yeah.
Wow. So first of all, my lovely wife, who's also a filmmaker, she and I were talking about moving to Sedona.
Yeah, I love Sedona. It's always going to have a very special place in my heart.
And Scottsdale's just, it's like, I think it's a mellower Palm Springs for those that don't know.
Yes.
Right? And there's a lot, big art scenes, whole art district in Scottsdale. Fine arts and some pretty janky cowboy art.
Yes, a lot of that.
Right, like touristy cowboy art.
Yeah.
And desert art, I call it. But nonetheless, who knew there was a little gem of a film program at the Scottsdale Community College? You go there for 2 years. They say, kid, get out of here. Go to New York, and then you saw the big building in Pasadena.
And then I saw the big building in Pasadena, yep.
This is the longest story ever. Come on, Jasmin. Land the plane. When you get out of college, how do you start directing?
Oh, okay. Well,
I'm joking. I'm not trying to be an asshole. You can take as long as you want. The whole show could be about you. The show could end part 1 with you arriving at Pasadena.
Well, no, we will get there. We'll get to the professional part too. But yeah, so Art Center. So when I started, I wanted to do music videos. I feel like a lot of people wanted to do music videos. And then I remember this clearly. I had a meeting with the dean of the department Bob Peterson, and he set me down. He's like, Jasmine,
Dean
what do you want to
Peterson.
do?
The
And
hard
I
ass.
said, I want to do music videos. And he's like, there's no money in music videos. You need to do commercials. And I was like, okay, fine, I'll do commercials. But I have to say, okay, so one of the other reasons I went to Art Center is because they have an incredible student show. At the end of the semester, the students put together this amazing show, and they had this reel of the film, like the film department students, and that incredible commercial reel. And I was blown away by the quality and by the ideas and by just how it looked. And they were shooting a 35 millimeter film. And I was like, wow, I want to do that. Like, this looks fun. And then I got obsessed with the idea of, I mean, you notice you're a director, you've done like hundreds of these ads. It's like how much work and detail goes into a 30-second ad.
More than people think.
More than people think. Yes, like you're breaking it down frame by frame, and you have to tell a story in 30 seconds. I mean, it's really an incredible art form.
I tell people that the difference between a feature film and a commercial, and this is a blanket statement, so it's not true for everything. In a feature film, you're trying to withhold information. You're trying to let the viewer piece the story together, so you're doling out little morsels of information as you go so that you build intrigue and, you know, people can kind of figure it out. Did they get it right? Is there a MacGuffin? Is there a surprise twist? In a commercial, a 30-second, and increasingly, you do 15s all the time.
Yes, and 6s now.
And 6s. It's almost like, how much information can I pack into every frame to tell the most complete story in that short amount of time?
Yes.
And even in the olden days, I've talked about this with many a filmmaker. In the olden days, the surprise was at the end of the commercial, and now the last, even like 10 years since social media, we'll start with the surprise.
Yeah, because you gotta hook him in. Because
the
people
influence
go like,
of the hook.
no one's watching this, but my thumb's moving.
Right, she's doing the international sign for scrolling with the thumb. And that's true. That's the biggest influence social media has had on advertising, I think, is opening with a strong hook or giving away, in my case, what used to be the joke, or in your case, some big beauty shot.
Some big beauty shot, yeah.
Yeah.
To pull them in.
Some big thing that now you move it to the front. And I'm a believer.
I mean, honestly, even for me, I scroll within a few seconds.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like that too.
So you tell Dean Peterson.
Bob Peterson, sorry.
Bob Peterson.
Yeah.
Well, Dean, he's the dean, so I'm calling by his title.
He was the dean of the film department at the time.
Dean Bob Peterson. You go up to Big Bob and you go, I want to do these music videos. And he says, kid, they're over. The budgets have been slashed. Guns N' Roses is not on tour. Get with the times, kid. Do commercials.
Yes.
And what was your first commercial? And how did Art Center help you get that gig?
Well, what was great about Art Center...
Pass on any questions, by the way.
No. These are all great questions. What was great about Art Center, especially at the time... I know now I think they're more focused on feature film and TV. But at the time, when I started in 2001, it was really set up for you to go in and make your reel. So by the time you graduate, within 2.5 years or 3 years, you come out of the program and you have a demo reel that you can then shop around and get hired as a director. And I thought that was really incredible. So I made a reel, I think I made like 8 spots during my time at Art Center. And then also
3 years, 4 years?
I was there for 3 years. I did take my time a little bit. I took 1 term off, and then I did 1 academic term. And also I wanted to have a little bit more time to build my reel before I graduate. And I just loved it. Honestly, I loved my time. I never wanted to graduate.
Jasmin, can I back up and double click on that? Their goal was for you to leave with a reel.
Yes.
Because so many people that want to break into commercials will, do a spec spot, which I think you have to do. How's anyone going to hire you until you show that you can make a commercial? But to have a program where you actually make 6 to 8 spots, is that right? You said 8?
Well, it was up
Or you were
to.
ambitious?
I am still very ambitious. Yes, very ambitious. I mean, I have to say, not to throw anyone under the bus, but I think I made the most in my class. And
Yeah, I
also,
think
I'm
you
a cinematographer, so I was also shooting for other directors. I
Well,
got a
that's
lot of
smart.
set experience. Like as soon as I started, I wanted to be on set. And the great thing was that the older students, they would need obviously help from other students. So I would get on the sets of people that were doing the big ads on 35 millimeter, and I was doing assistant camera work. I was a second AC, and I would grip a little bit of electric, but I didn't like the cables too much.
The cables are hell. And they get all greasy.
Yeah, and I'm still not good at it.
I could never figure out how to I still can't close up a C-stand properly and swing it over
me
my
neither.
shoulders. That's why I'm
My
a director.
grips would laugh at me. I'm like, what are you doing, Jasmine? I'm like, I'm sorry, I still can't do it.
Jasmine, let me ask you this. You work on set, and there's nothing like on-set experience. You go to the Scottsdale program, you're shooting, you're growing up in this filmmaker-friendly environment with Mom and Pop Kuhn, Papa Kuhn and Mama Kuhn, and I imagine they have a little shop in a village. It's like a cottage amongst there's the cobbler, there's the baker, and there's the Kuhn family video store. And I'm trying to paint a picture, right? Snow is falling in Austria.
Yes, lots of stuff.
What did Art Center teach that you didn't learn in the field?
Well, it was interesting. I remember the first day we were in class, they would tell us, they said, 90% of you are not going to succeed in this industry.
Wow.
90% of this room is not going to succeed. So
The School of Hope.
yeah, it was like that. And they said, whoever wants to leave now, you can. Before you spend, I mean, at the time it was like 10 grand a term. So it was like
Well, it's gotta be-
30,000 a year. I don't
It's got to
even
be
know how much
way
it is
up,
now.
triple that now.
I still have student loans.
Did
I haven't
anyone
paid off
get up
yet.
and leave?
No, we all stuck around. And then because obviously everybody believes we're going to make it.
Sure.
But then one of the things I really feel like about Art Center, what they allowed you to do is to find yourself as an artist. They gave you room to explore and really figure out who you are as an artist. And I think that was also one of the messages from Bob Peterson. He was like, take this time to find who you are and like find your voice. And I thought that was beautiful. It's like you get so much freedom to explore and really figure yourself out. And then they also did tell us, it's like the commercial industry, and I'm sure you know this, you focus on comedy. They want to put you in a box, right?
God willing.
So I was like, you know what? I'm going to put myself in the most amazing box. And I'm going to be in this box and do the best I can and get really, really good at it and have a successful career.
Wow, and that's worked out really well.
Yeah. And then the
You're
beauty, I mean, I did
constantly
kind of fall in, like, my work has always been very experimental. By the way, I'm from Austria, so I have a little bit of an accent. It might come
We
out sometimes.
noticed. Yeah, that's cool.
So in Art Center, I was really able to explore that side.
So 3 years to find your voice is relatively, I mean, it's a tick of the clock. It's not that long. That's an accelerated period of time to find your voice as a filmmaker. The only other way to find it quicker is of course to come to the Filmmaker Retreat Joshua Tree, October 1st through the 4th.
Mm-hmm.
And
You're
I'm
going to find it
contractually
within,
obligated.
how long
to
is
plug
it? 5 days? 10
It's
days?
Thursday afternoon to Sunday morning, so
Okay,
it's
that's
3.5 solid days. But you will
Yes.
find your voice in the desert. But
You do. Absolutely. You can definitely
I
find your voice in the desert.
thank you.
The
Thank
desert
you
is
for
very
playing along.
powerful.
Well, there's vortexes there on the spiritual grounds where the retreat center is, much like Sedona. But all jokes aside, I think it takes 10 years of constant shooting to really hone in on your voice. If you're just by yourself.
Yes.
If you just
I feel
kind of
even
like,
longer. And then you change.
well,
It's
that's the
life.
thing, right?
You get experience and then you change. But I feel for me, I've always had a certain look. It's like the Jasmine look within my work. And it's something I've just carried all this time.
Well, let me throw this at you. Because, I do have this retreat, right? And it took me a long time from wanting to do a retreat to actually hosting a retreat for filmmakers, working filmmakers, right? And I've come up with this formula that and you can refute this, support it, pass. Your voice is your work, your real, plus your reputation.
Mm.
And your reel can be an amorphous kind of thing that's always changing a little bit. It goes into this lane, it jumps out of the box
Yes.
into another box. And we see with feature filmmakers, they can do any box. A commercial director with her box works more because you become the expert in that field, in that box. But your voice is not defined by the genre. Your voice is defined by your work, plus your reputation, how you work, how you are on set, how you are collaborating in prep, the fun people have working with you.
Yeah.
The
How you treat
professionalism,
people.
the mastery of the craft, and yes, how you treat people on both the agency client side and your crew.
Yeah,
So
I agree with that.
a scientific formula.
No?
No, I made it up because I was thinking your voice has to be, well, the common misconception, Jasmine people would say your voice is a beauty director. Your voice, your hair director, that's your voice. That's not your voice. That's the playground you're in. That's the sandbox. But it's how you color in and out of the lines that makes it yours.
Yes. There's more to it than the work that you put out, of course. There's also the person that comes with it, right?
Right. And hopefully the person supersedes the craft. I mean, ultimately, I think that's the goal.
No, we're in a people business. I say this all the time. I feel like sometimes as a director, you're like a therapist.
You're a therapist.
Yeah.
Directors and editors are therapists.
Yes, we are.
No,
you're not only like running a set. Sometimes you're running a set of a few people. Sometimes you're running a set of 100 people. But it's also you're collaborating with agency creatives, with clients. And then what happens a lot of the time is that agency creatives, agency producers, they've been on a campaign for months. And they
6
have
months.
pitched. Yes, they've pitched idea over idea. By the time it gets to you, you like just have to take this and be very sensitive of it. And, be a team player and infuse your vision. And then obviously you have to also work with the client, and you have to just understand your client. Sometimes people don't actually know the client that they're working for because they feel like, oh, I want to just do something completely different. But it's like, no, you still need to know who you're making this commercial for.
I agree with that.
Like, it's simple as brand colors. It's like I do a Head and Shoulders commercial. Well, we're going to be using blue and white. So you just have to work within those boundaries.
I like the boundaries sometimes. I
do. Honestly, I like them.
It's like
I love not having to come up with the idea. I love that there's something already, that there's something that has been worked out before it gets to me, and I can give infuse it.
That's my biggest concern with new filmmakers making spec spots when they write a commercial that doesn't feel on paper like it's a commercial, even if they have tremendous muscle in the execution phase. I see it and I go, wow, it's beautiful. It makes no sense. It's beautiful. It's not funny. It's beautiful. The casting's terrible. You know, I'm not
I
being
would
hard.
recommend
Great stuff. I've seen great stuff. But on the topic of you and I being happy that we don't have to come up with the script, one, laziness. Two, you're from Austria, which they're well known for not wanting to write.
Wait, what does that mean?
I'm just kidding.
I did write a feature film, okay?
Yes, we'll get to the feature. But on the commercial front, I just sent a young director a commercial that was right in his style, like in his, I wouldn't say voice yet, but in his milieu. Okay, that's French. And I said, just recreate it, because you're not going to do it identical. And if we believe that great artists steal, take that as a script, break it down, and reshoot it, and that's your spec. Use a different. It was from Europe, so use a different product, and you would have a spec spot that would look like a spec spot. No one's going to sue you. No one's going to take away points if they go, hey, I saw that when I was in Chile. But you'd rip that off. Who cares? You're showing that you can execute the commercial, not write one from scratch. The assignment of a spec spot isn't to show how clever your writing is. That was a little mini rant, wasn't it?
I still do spec spots. I've been doing spec spots since day one.
What?
Because
like
honestly, I've been doing it every year. Every year I do it. And because in between work, I have to do something creative. First of all, I love it. I love it so much.
Yes.
And I love exploring. It's also a little easier for me because I'm a director DP. So I can just grab my camera. You know,
You own a camera?
Yeah, I own a few. I just bought the Fujifilm GFX 102 last year.
Wow.
Oh my God, I love that thing. And I just go and shoot.
You have a child. Did I read you have a 5-year-old?
Yes, I have a 5-year-old.
Do you feed that child instead of buying all this gear?
I just spent 3 days with him over this long weekend. It was just the best.
Wonderful.
He's amazing.
Do you make him carry the beta?
His dad is a director, and I'm a director. He's very creative. He bosses us around. He definitely has it in him.
Well, groom that boy to be a filmmaker. He can be a super filmmaker. Nepo filmmaker.
So his dad, he's a director. He's actually currently in Canada, and he's working on Reacher next season.
That's cool.
Yesterday, Xander, my son, he picked up some goldfish. I took him to a birthday party, and he's like, "Oh, I had this on the Reacher set." They give it to him when we come to visit, so he gets the star treatment.
I just was wondering, because if he's a TV director,
film and TV director,
film and TV director, and you're a commercial director, what would be the intersection of those two worlds?
For our child?
Yeah. Well, I know how that works. It was how you met. It was the 5 years prior that I was wondering. Could have been a
how did we meet?
Yes. I know how babies are made.
Oh my God. We actually met through Art Center a very long time ago.
Look at that.
Yes. So
Bob Peterson introduced you.
Almost. We actually did have lunch with Bob Peterson at Art Center after. So he came into, there's a class, it was like a workshop class where they would bring in industry professionals. And he was one of the directors that came in, and I was the TA of the class because, it's always about knowing people. That's also what they tell you. It's about who you know.
Yeah.
Relationships. Your talent usually comes last. So we met back then, and we stayed friends for many years. And then and then we reconnected about 7 years ago.
So funny. Xiaowen Hong and Nathan Frizey are husband-wife filmmakers. They do not work together. I just interviewed them for this popular filmmaking podcast. He works with his twin brother, and she does documentary work. And I just think it's like my wife's a writer, director, producer, and we talk about filmmaking a lot in our house. We're working on a job together. And
We do
I
too.
can't imagine if my spouse were, a cupcake maker, which I love cupcakes, don't get me wrong. But what would be the common ground? I mean, maybe for some that would be great. You could check out, focus on her business, or she could check out, focus on your world. But I like living, breathing in the filmmaking
Yes.
process.
Me too. And honestly, for me, it's always been like this. Like, it has to be someone that, first of all, understands that I might be gone. I might be taking off to Asia for a couple weeks. I might be
They have hair. They
working
need
long
hair commercials.
hours.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, I did a lot of work overseas. I worked a ton in Asia before, all the way up until the pandemic. This is actually where I got into hair commercials and beauty ads.
Looking at your website now, and I tried to get a joke in earlier, but about spec spots, but maybe it's true. I don't see any. I see blondes and brunettes. I don't see any redheads. Do they go? Psh, Jasmine can't do redheads. We got
Well,
to
if
get.
you go on my photography page, which, by the way, is brand new,
I don't have.
I just went live with it a few days ago. If you go on the hair photography, you're going to see a redhead.
With the
And
comb.
the title is Blondes Can Have Fun. And then the next title is, well,
But
redheads can too.
Look at that. Did you shoot any motion with her?
Yeah, I think just a little bit, but did I shoot motion with her? Just a teeny bit on my
Little bit?
iPhone. Yeah.
Now, here's a question, Jasmin Kuhn. I
Jordan Brady.
thought that I reached out to you because of a post that you put on LinkedIn or Instagram about treatments.
Mm-hmm.
Is
About
that
directors, yes.
true? Directors'
About
treatments.
directors should get paid for
That's what it
writing
was.
treatments.
I was searching on my feed for that, and I knew that was what we were going to talk about that, but I didn't know the micro concept of or context of that. In
Yes.
Europe, in Germany, all the directors got together, and they do get a small stipend to write the treatment.
Yes. They
And-
formed an organization and they made it happen. Yep.
Which
they
is
joined
wonderful.
forces with the Producers Alliance and they created what's called the Pitch Standard 2.0, which is
I love
rooted in
it.
the principles, yes, of directors
in
that
addition
should
to-
get paid.
In addition to getting paid, tell me, Jasmine, how many directors can be bid?
3.
Is there a limit? 3.
Yeah. But if someone listens to this that knows more, and if I might be wrong, like, please feel free to correct.
But I think the key tenet to the whole thing is getting paid.
Yes, and they also get paid if there's a visualist involved or a writer. Because you still, it's still your vision and you're still spending time on it. I mean, I feel that too. I feel like also over the last 10 years, especially over the last few years, once we were able to actually integrate little video clips into your treatments, like through Canva or Adobe, whatever platform you use.
Hate's a
These
strong
treatments have
word, but I
gotten-
hate those.
It's just gotten
Everyone's
massive.
using eye candy.
Why are we
Ugh.
doing 50-page treatments? Like, honestly, like, who's reading it? Or who even has the time to watch all the clips?
They
So
don't watch
even
the
when
clip.
I work with a visualist, and I'm very grateful if they pay for one, or when they pay for one, it still takes me, like, so much time because then I'm sifting through, oh my God, they'll send you so many pictures, right? And honestly, I have to say, sometimes, like, 70% of the stuff is like what did you read of mine that makes you send me these pictures? So then I'm going through it. And I'm very particular, as you can probably tell by now, about how things have to look. And then I'll be cutting little clips together. Because they'll send me GIFs. I'm like, well, but this GIF doesn't work. Like, you're still telling us a story. So I'm going to cut together, like, maybe a 30-second clip of what the mood should feel like. Or, oh my God, this specific hair shot, So I'm like, in the background, I'm doing a lot of the work. and then they'll put it together, which is amazing, and they send it back to me. I'm like, okay, well, this image doesn't work here, and this doesn't work there, and you're still putting it together. It's your vision. So
I've done that where where I say, just send me 20 images, and I get 200 per topic. Like, it's just insane.
yeah, it's insane.
And some of them are very similar. Some of them are dark and moody from a movie. Like, it's just, and then the one or two are great. But it makes it.
Yeah, one or two are great, and it works.
The layout is beautiful. And then my whole thing, I sound like a broken record, but I put in the GIFs, and then the producer says, can you make a PDF? And I'm like, well, the PDF doesn't play the GIF, so now I got to freeze the GIF.
I love the PDF. I'm like, really? You want a PDF? I'm sorry. Didn't I just spend 4 days editing videos?
And then now there's two things. One, I did convert from, sometimes it was Adobe Express. I did Canva for a while. You use Canva. I use simple Google Slides. I tried something cat lap, lucky cat.
I've heard of
these
that.
template. It's a template. There's a few of them where pitch.com, I've seen beautiful ones directors have made and companies have made, but it's like, okay, what are you going to read the words that I wrote?
Yeah.
Are you going to read the ideas? Now, conversely, you have a Canva director's deck. It's like a website in the form of a deck where you click through pages and things are alive and examples and a handsome photo of you looking back from the camera. And I sent it to a couple directors going, this is the way you market yourself.
So I started sending that out because here's, I feel, what happened. So I had this one, I was bidding on I can say the brand, whatever. I was bidding on a Dyson commercial. Right?
Dyson, makers of quality vacuums, yeah.
Hair commercials. So you'd think...
Are they from Vienna? Are they Austrian?
I don't know.
The guy sounds
German,
like
maybe?
it. I don't know, but he sounds Austrian to me.
See,
anyway, go ahead. You're bidding.
So yeah, I was bidding. We did a treatment for the job, and then somebody else got it, and I'm like, what? Who else got this? Well, I was surprised. Not furious, but I was surprised. I'm like, I'm the hair director. Like, what are you talking about? And I was like, what was the reason? And they said, oh, the client felt the other director had more hair experience. And I was like, oh, that's so interesting. Well, it dawned on me at the time that I actually don't know what the production company submits of my reel. Like, let's say I give them 10 spots, and then they'll choose 5. And then whatever they submit, I don't know what the agency is watching. I don't know what the client is watching. I don't even know.
You should ask, by the way. I always ask.
Well, yes, I should ask. But you still, in the end, you still don't know how much they
sent
actually
one hair
saw.
commercial and then a bunch of 4 other spots.
And then now, like, every single treatment, I actually put in there. I say, I have a ton of hair commercials. I have directed hair for like so many years. And I started referencing my own work in the treatment.
No way.
And then
the director's deck from the agency that went out to directors has your stuff in it.
No. When I bid on a job.
Sorry.
Yeah. So I changed it a little bit. Before I would not really write about myself. But now I'm like, you know what? I need the first or the second page in the treatment that I submit has maybe even like a little bit of a reel in the background. And I talk about my experience level. And then now with this new director's deck, because I've done a lot. Like, I'm a hair director. I do makeup. I do skin. I also love doing product. So I put together this deck so that we can submit with the treatment. Or even when we are just sending out a reel without even having been invited to the bid yet. They have this deck where they can flip through. Even if they don't read much, they'll get a little bit of a sense of my experience. That I've worked in 11 countries. I'm a director DP, here's my specialties.
No, it's really good. And the videos autoplay, the behind the scenes are great. You're on the ground with an old camera. You got the thing around your neck. Look at that. The color's Serena. Like, if I don't read a word, I think I know you.
Yeah, you'll know when you get a sense of my voice, right?
Mm-hmm.
My visuals, and my eye. And then you also get a vibe.
It's all about the vibe these days, right?
It's all about the vibe. I heard now that they have vibe calls before you
Yeah.
even have a. Yeah, I haven't had one of those.
Well, that's like a get to know you. It's exactly what it is, a vibe check to see how are you, in Canada for the last 25, 30 years, even before Zooms no one Skyped, right? It was all conference calls, but they would do a briefing call, and the
Yeah.
Canadian creatives would tell you about the spot, and you, the director, were not supposed to pitch. That was going to be 2 days later, which is so smart. You get all the information, you marinate in it like a raw piece of meat, then you throw it on the grill ready to sizzle with your ideas.
Yeah, I think that's
And
how it should really be, because I feel like they always put you on the spot in the briefing call. You have to if you don't come up with something on the spot, then
Well,
maybe
I think
you aren't the right person for the job. But I love sitting with it too for a couple
that's
of
the
days
point.
and starting to pull some visuals and get some ideas.
Well, that's the whole point. And I think the process is shortchanged if you get on the call. Like I will never lose an opportunity to throw out a crazy idea, even if it's a briefing call. But I've had to teach myself to bite the tongue and just absorb. So I think that was the original vibe check. They didn't even say vibe back then.
Yeah,
right?
This is a new thing.
The vibe checks the last 3 years where they just want to see how you work. And I got to call bullshit on it, because if you're the right director for the job and you've got that redhead on your reel and you're shooting a redhead coming out of the pool and shaking her hair and you've done it, I wouldn't care if you were a raging maniac on set for 8 hours, right? Because in a 12-hour day, the agency is going to come late and leave early. So I
But
just don't.
you wouldn't? You would want to work with a maniac?
I wouldn't. It wouldn't be my preference. And I think the days of being a maniac are over.
They're over.
For the most part.
You can't pull that anymore.
But I go to hyperbole for effect. I am like you. When I read "Say Hello to Jasmin Kuhn" on the website and you say you like to have fun, you like to create an environment on set, right? You thrive on the shoot day. You want to be the one that's getting the team to gel. I am so much.
It's all about
in
energy.
Your camp.
It's all about energy on the set.
A calm energy,
light, respectful energy, because it trickles down. If there's bad vibes on the top, it trickles down to the PAs and to your grips, and it's like
one bad seed can ripple through the crew.
Yes, it's kind of like being in a lineup, and there's one guy out there with bad vibes, and it messes up the whole lineup. And you're like, okay,
so maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the vibe check is important. My point is in the director selection process. I think a call about the work and about the pitch, about how you're going to execute the spot in your point of view, is paramount.
No, I agree.
Whether you're getting along and go to sushi and all that, to me, is secondary, even though I love all that. That's a little different than getting to set and running the set. But even going back to treatments, I call bullshit on the treatment, because I think if you've seen the work and you've done a call, you should be able to hire a director.
Yes.
It worked that way for
honestly,
years.
My biggest campaigns of my career so far, I didn't have to do a treatment.
Right, because they wanted you and they trusted you.
They called me, they found me, they said, "You want to do it?" I'm like, 100%. And you're in.
And guess what, Jasmin? That confidence, that trust that they put in you made you feel even A++ when you got to set.
Yes.
So your energy and vibrations were higher.
Yes,
and that trickled down into the film. There's no question, when I am single bid, I am like a prom queen, just lit up and happy.
It's the best.
It's like gliding on air into set.
Yes, it's the best. The other thing I think has to happen is once you do a treatment, we have to be able to present it to the agency and the client.
Back to Art Center. Back to getting
Well,
up in
because
front.
like you're putting in all this work, and so you want to be able to talk about your ideas.
You have to be able to. Communicating to both.
Oftentimes you send it and then you're just sitting around waiting, and then they're like, "Oh, we'll tell you Friday," and then a week goes by and you're like, "Wait, are they going to tell us Friday?" That was last week.
I turned a treatment in on Friday morning when it was due, and I didn't hear anything, and it's Tuesday afternoon. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
I would have known.
And like I do like doing the treatments, because you do, even if you get the job without a treatment, which is rare, but sometimes it happens, you're still doing a sort of treatment.
Yeah,
You
to
have
help
to still gather your thoughts like visually I mean, at least that's for me. It's like I like to communicate visually with my team, production designer, wardrobe, hair, makeup, obviously. Like I'll still pull references. And also you have to go into the PPM prepared.
Right.
You'll have a PPM deck that you're going to present to the agency and the clients. So you're doing the work. And then you have you have this deck that you can refer back to before you get on set. And I refer back to it a lot. Like I'll have it, have my computer with me on the set. And then sometimes we even look at some of the references that I had created. And I share with the model and like how to move the hair. Just a form of communication.
This episode is brought to you by a new sponsor, Posh Duo, the original 2-in-1 hair and beard styling stick. I use it. It's made for filmmakers, handcrafted with beeswax, tea tree oil, a fresh hint of citrus, and a single Viking tear. Listeners of this show respect the process, get free shipping, and it comes in discreet packaging. There's a link in the show notes. Get the posh look. The treatment, I'm doing a job leaving town at the end of the week, and I've sent the treatment, not the whole thing. I pull out the page pertinent to the department head.
Mm-hmm.
So I sent the casting page, locations, the location page, a little bit about the tone to the casting director, so she knew what to tell the actors. And then I took the script and took out all the stage direction and just put the lines and my one line of direction so that they could focus. Like, it's kind of a complicated bit, and I don't care to see an actor mime cooking a fish on the grill. I want to hear the dialogue. So I don't need them to wear a chef hat and have the grill and fake it. I trust that the actors can do that with the props there. I need to hear the dialogue.
That's good.
So the treatment is useful in that respect. Maybe I just have this love-hate with treatments. Back to the United States. Are you in Los Angeles now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we live in Santa Monica.
You and I here, west side, posh west side of LA. Are we ever going to get paid for treatments? It has happened. Happened once last year and once the year before.
Okay.
And the agency, one was direct to client and they said they had a fee for it. And one was for an agency said, we'll pay 3 directors for treatments. And they paid the visualist as well.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it was amazing. But that's 2 times in 25 years.
Okay.
So maybe there's one I've forgotten.
I got paid last year too for the first time. So there's a company I work with in Chattanooga, Tennessee, called Humanaut.
Humanaut.
I love working with them. They're my Tennessee family. And last year they paid me. It wasn't a big fee, but I felt I was like, wow, this is incredible. First, I didn't ask for anything. Yes. I felt very respected, and I thought, oh, there's hope. There's hope for us.
Hi, it's me, Jake, the editor. You probably know Commercial Directing Film School offers in-person boot camps and online courses. But did you know my dad does one-on-one consultations? Yeah, he does. So, now you know, okay? Anyway, now back to this enthralling interview.
Scott Pugnetti is
Yes. I met him
rep.
through LinkedIn too.
Very vocal about getting paid for treatments and no more than 3. I think, and he's been on this podcast and we're friendly. We've talked about it, that I think that one production company is going to just say, don't worry about that.
Don't worry about it as in...
The fee. They'll say to the agency, don't worry about the fee. I mean, the fee is a drop in the bucket compared to the craft service budget. Like a couple grand for a treatment?
Yeah. It's not that much.
It's interesting because I had hoped tell me what you think of this. I had hoped like a year and a half ago that AI and AI platforms, and even as simple as Canva or, just an entry-level design program, you do wonders with it, but I'm just saying it's available to everyone. So newer directors or less experienced directors, it would level the playing field for them. So her treatment is going to match her treatment as far as the pizzazz and all the gifts and the flying pictures in the video. But now I think they become somewhat ubiquitous. So it's pointless. It comes back to the written word about how you're going to execute the job and maybe a couple of images that show the vibe.
Yeah, I feel like we have to go back to that a little bit. Like, just pull back a little. Do we really need 50 pages?
Can the pendulum swing back to 4 pages?
Yes. Yeah, that would be great. And I remember, too, there was one time I did a treatment for a Head and Shoulders job. And it was very simple. I just wrote a couple of words here and there, and then I was talking to the agency creative, and he said, we loved your treatment. It was just so simple. It wasn't, didn't have all that stuff. You were just so direct with exactly what you wanted to do. And that's actually what got me the job. I mean, besides my amazing work, but...
I was going to say, the body of work is impressive.
The body of work speaks for itself.
What has been your favorite hair commercial to do?
Oh my gosh, I did this amazing ads called, the client is named Cream Silk in the Philippines.
Yeah.
And they always referenced, Pantene ads and L'Oreal ads. And that's just been one of my dreams to do a L'Oreal ad. So we just got to have some fun and really go big.
Now, sometimes it's a set, it's monochromatic. That's to make the hair stand out, I guess?
It was just kind of like the design of... for example, one of them was like silver. We just used like silver blacks colors, but that was also the look of the product itself. And then one ad we did 4 different colors. Like each celebrity had one color. So we did red and green, blue, I believe. Orange. But then also the bottles had that same color design.
And you're shooting the bottles and the products yourself?
Yes. Yeah.
Like splashing in water and rolling through trays of water and milk? And
Not that intense. It's mostly like...
You had a spot product.
There's a little bit of movement to it.
Yeah.
But then most of the time it's like you show the pack and then they'll do like a whole CG section. Yeah.
What have you not directed in commercials that you want to jump into another box? What's another box you want to conquer?
Well, I would love to do a little bit more lifestyle. I mean, I do kind of call it like beauty lifestyle, but also maybe because I am in the early stages of raising funds now for my movie.
I want to
lean more into like lifestyle work, and then also car work. I do want to do car work, but kind of like the lifestyle around the car. So I just shot, speaking of spec spots, I just shot a spec spot. I've been working on that for a year just because life happens in between. An Audi spec commercial that I'm finishing currently.
Would that be a lifestyle Audi
It's
spec spot,
it's
or
like the
more
lifestyle.
beauty?
It's already shot. I already shot everything, but it's kind of like the lifestyle around the car.
Mm-hmm.
So I shot different vignettes. I shot my son, I shot my nanny, and then some friends. Like different. So basically, the idea is like you go into the car and then you go out of the car and you're in a different, like it's a different vignette. And the whole feel is like the Southern California, like Malibu, ocean vibe.
Sounds sexy.
Yeah, it is.
What are you going to
It's
do? No,
sexy.
I'm not joking. What are you going to do when you're done with it?
I'm gonna send it to all my contacts.
But you'll say
post
like
it
a
on my website.
newsletter or on its
Yeah,
own?
my newsletter.
You post it on Instagram?
All of the above. Yeah. LinkedIn, that's my new thing now. I've been on
Yeah.
LinkedIn now. That's where we met.
Did they teach of any of this self-promotion and marketing at Art Center?
Oh,
Was it
I mean,
purely
this was before-
theory?
This was before I graduated in 2005.
I
It's before we
understand.
had
I
all this.
understand there wasn't all this stuff, but what did they say back then to do? Like, just do great work. and
Contact
people will
all the
find you?
production companies. They gave you a list. I went to everybody. I had my DVD. I printed them. I printed them myself, my cover, and then I made them myself because it was too expensive at the time to get
You
them
had a
done.
DVD burner.
And I was poor when I
I don't know
graduated.
if I believe that.
I had all sorts of different jobs.
Tell me about the movie.
Okay, so I wrote a movie. Okay, so it's a how should I put this? It's a coming of age story that talks about a survivor, a young girl that has been trafficked, set in the United States. It's a thriller drama,
Mm-hmm.
but it's really about self-discovery and finding yourself again after your voice having been taken away. That's the core theme of the film.
And where will you shoot that?
Right now we have two budgets. We actually have one for New Jersey and one for LA,
So
California.
it takes place in the United States.
Yes, it's set in the United States. So because I spent so much time in Asia working, I learned about sex trafficking in Asia. It's very, very, very common there. It's really horrific. And I already started researching at the time in like 2016. And then of one of my trips overseas, I love watching documentaries on a plane. I don't know why that is, but I always watch documentaries on a plane. So I watched this movie called I Am Jane Doe. And it was about sex trafficking in the United States. And this happens to young girls, like literally in your backyard. And not just, girls that maybe are in foster care. Or always it's a little bit more common there, but this can happen to anybody that just gets in, maybe with the wrong people, like girls that are not very confident, like really girls that haven't found their voice yet, right?
Right, they're taken advantage of. I mean, it could literally happen over a weekend, from what I've read.
Yes, I've read these stories. So I researched for at least 2 years. I read a ton of books. I watched a ton of documentaries because I really wanted to understand why, like why it happens, how it happens. And it was really important for me that it is told only from the perspective of the girl. I never leave her in the film. We're always with her. Because, there's movies, it's usually like, oh, the man comes to rescue the girl.
Yeah.
A movie like Taken, and don't get me wrong, I love the movie Taken. That was a fun movie to watch. But I was like, well, I really want to tell the story of how this happens. How does a young girl meet a guy and get taken away from her family, taken away from everything she knows? And then if she's lucky enough and get rescued, she goes back to him. And one of the things that came up in watching these documentaries is that these girls would be in love. Like, they would still be in love. She's like, well, I loved him. Yes. So
that's a real mental trip that they play on these girls, right?
yeah. They're, they strip them of their identity and they take away their voice. So in the end of the film, she finds herself again, and it has a good ending.
She becomes a Pantene model on set shooting. So
If she chooses to, that's what she can become, yes.
That would be a twist.
That would be a twist. Yeah.
Is there anything we didn't cover today that you wanted to talk about?
Mm,
We covered Art Center, and I can't believe how much time we spent on that community college in Arizona, and we learned about the feature film. Good luck with that.
Thank you.
Oh, I'll tell you the one I was going to ask you. Years ago, I worked with an agency art director, and she had just come over to whatever we were shooting from the beauty world. And she taught me about the mole. Have you ever heard of the mole? Have you used the mole? The mole is when you take your fist, you ask the model to take your fist, or maybe there's a second person's arm, and you put the fist behind their neck and under the long hair, and then you roll and twist your fist as you pull it across the neck under the hair, much like the subterranean rodent, the mole.
Wow.
And it makes a little, it's a hair stunt. Is that a term? Hair stunt?
Yes, hair stunt.
So it's a hair stunt.
I mean,
called the
honestly,
mole,
I was so
bounces.
yeah. I was so lucky because I got my start in Asia doing hair commercials
Well, they may have another name.
in the Philippines, and actually a producer just asked me. She's like, "Do you want to do a hair commercial?" I'm like, "Sure." And they literally just handed it to me, and I got to work with the best hair team in Asia. They're from Thailand, and they are, oh my gosh, I don't know what they do, but the way to make the hair look, it's really incredible. And they're the ones that, do all the stunts. But I remember the first day, like we did a hair test the day before. And I met the team and I said to them, I have no idea what I'm doing. Please help me, bear with me.
That's
And
so
I just
smart
feel like
to
that,
be
first of all, it
vulnerable.
disarmed them and disarmed
Yeah.
me because I want to be honest. I'm not going to go in there pretending I know what I'm talking about if I don't. And they were amazing. And then we really just gelled. I was just so impressed by the work itself.
Back then, you
And
called
then-
it gelling, not vibing. That word wasn't around. But you were vulnerable enough
Yeah.
to tell them you didn't know, and they probably wanted to make you shine and probably gave you that extra 110%.
Yeah, I think so too. I feel like with anybody, with anyone that you work, it's like you obviously want to get the best people, and you also want them to excel and give them the space to excel at what they do best. I'm very collaborative when I work. It's like,
Have
I'm
you
not a
ever done a
production
men-
designer. It's like, you're a production designer. Like, I want you to do your best work.
Do your
Here's
thing.
what I think I want, and here's some ideas. But then you go do your thing, because I'm hiring you because of your work, of how good
Yeah.
you are. And it goes down to everybody. It's like wardrobe, makeup.
Sound.
Well, I
They-
don't do much dialogue,
That's right. Let me ask you, have you ever done
It's
men's
always about
hair
a feeling. My ad's about feelings.
Have you ever done a men's hair care?
No,
Product?
I've gotten some boards, but I have never done men. No, not. I have nothing against men, but all my work is female. Yeah, it's been like that.
Would you
since
be
Art
open to
Center.
it?
Of course, I'd be open to it.
I have my own hair care product.
You do, Jordan.
I
you?
really do.
No, you
It's
don't.
I do. No, I do.
What do you
it's a-
mean?
I invented a 2-in-1 wax styling stick for men,
Oh my gosh!
and it's for beard and hair.
Wow, that's so
And
cool.
I will send you some stuff on Instagram, but I want a real spot.
Okay, let's talk.
I don't know if I can afford you, but if you're looking to branch out into men,
You
this
write
could be
the
a
creative, and I
Of
put
course.
my on it.
no treatment,
Thank you.
and I'll just hand the reins to you. I'll even get you a
Okay.
model, unless you want to
Great.
cast the model yourself.
Well, I'll probably cast myself with my hairstylist. We cast
Oh.
for hair. This is so important. Oh my gosh,
Wait,
this is so
tell me,
important.
the hairstylist is involved in casting?
I always involve my hairstylist in casting
Love this.
because they're the one. Again, this goes back to you hire the best people for your team. I'm not styling the hair myself. I'm gonna tell you how I want it to move and how I want it to look, but it's your job to get me that. And then some models, they have maybe thinner hair, but with thinner hair, we, for example, wouldn't be able to do this kind of look that I would want.
Right.
Yeah.
So you send them like the callback list?
Yes, and we'll go through one by one, and then we give our recommendations to the agency and clients, and I will not name names, but it has happened where we didn't get who we wanted, and then I'm stuck with somebody where it's harder for us.
They
and
had
then
a
they
bald
look at
spot.
me,
Yeah.
Jasmine, I'm like, well, I told you this person was at the very bottom of our list.
That's funny.
The joys of negotiating for your talent.
Jasmine, this has been a wonderful chat, and I appreciate you coming on here. Here's how we wrap up the show.
Okay.
The show is called Respect the Process.
I love that.
Okay. What does that phrase mean to you?
Respect the process. That means, I think, like everything we've spoken about. It's like respecting the art, respecting the people on the set, respecting yourself, setting your own boundaries for yourself within the work. Because sometimes you do get taken advantage of, especially if you're young and eager.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's a great answer. When people click on your name, where do you want it to take them?
Into my world. They'll come to my website.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Do you have any last questions for me?
Well, my Instagram is also great. It's a good place to go.
Let's put the Instagram.
You'll see a lot of like behind the scenes stuff, and then it's a good mix of my photography and my commercial work.
That's what we're going to do. Listeners, go to the Instagram. And do you have any last questions for me?
Yeah, what's your next ad you're doing?
My next ad is for a repeat client. I can't say what it is, but I love the agency, and I've done a dozen projects with them.
Amazing.
And it was single bid, and I still did a treatment that I did not pay for. And I didn't use a treatment person. I just did it myself.
Yeah.
And I will be doing the storyboards myself with stick figures on my iPad.
Okay.
Because the agency and the client, this is my third time with the same client, they love the stick figures.
I'm so good at stick figures.
Me too. They show emotion.
I'm great at it.
What is your next commercial?
I don't have one yet. Yeah, but something will come. But right now I'm going to focus on finishing my spec spot. So
Right. Send me a cut. I want to see it.
And then, there's a couple, projects up in the air. But we'll see. We'll see what's
And
next.
good luck with the feature.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, it's been awesome to talk to you. You're great.
Jasmine, yeah, thank you. Have a great one, and come back on the show and tell us more about what's happened. Like
I
in
would
6
love
months.
that. I would love that. Thank you, Jordan.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye.
Wow, that was a fun interview. I learned a lot, not just about our guest, but about myself as well. I forgot to mention Kevin O'Brien, a terrific commercial director, has a new course called Master Virtual Production for Commercial Directors. I think that says it all. You can see it at commercialdirectingfilmschool.com. It's Kevin's course. It's virtual production, and the training focuses not on the technology, but on the principles of storytelling and how you can best use that tool. If you use the code VIRTUAL, you'll save $50. How about that? Thank you, Kevin, for this new course.
Commercial Directing Film School's mission is to help filmmakers direct commercials professionally. With online courses and in-person boot camps, we demystify the process to get you to the next level, all taught by your accessible mentor, filmmaker Jordan Brady.
True Gentleman Industries. We make commercials.